Hello, now we're going to talk about dividing two complex number. But before talking about dividing two complex number, I have to explain what's meant of the conjugate and why we use something called the conjugate. The conjugate is if we have 3 plus I, the conjugate of 3 plus I is reversing the sign of I. I will going to keep the 3 as it is, then I'm going to have negative I. This is called the conjugate of 3 plus I. If I have 2 minus I, then the conjugate will going to be keep the number, keep the A, which is negative 2, and inverse the sign of I, then it is negative 2 plus I. If we have 5 minus 4I, then the conjugate of this is a 5 plus 4I. Okay? Why we need the conjugate? Why we need the conjugate? We use the conjugate. We use the conjugate because when we multiply a number and its conjugate, we will get rid of I. How are we going to do this? If I have 3 plus I multiplied by its conjugate, as we do before in the multiplication, first with the first and the first with the second, second with the first and the second with the second. 3 by 3 is 9, 3 by negative I is negative 3I, I by 3 plus 3I, I by I negative I squared. I will going to replace the I squared and introduce the negative 1 instead of it. Then negative by negative is positive. Then if I'm going to combine like terms, 3I goes with the negative 3I, then the answer is 9 plus 1 is a 10. So when we multiply with the conjugate, we get rid of what? We get rid of the I in the denominator.